زلیکو.
My approach to this is to ask myself if I was still in the job that I had held at the State Department, say back in 2006, and this problem was on my desk, what would I have done to solve it? What would I do now? What recommendation would I make to Secretary Clinton if I was still in my old job? And so that's the approach I took here. I'll start out with two observations. The first observation is about Iran. I want to second Patty Ashdown's opening comment about the way in which you bring the Iranian issue into this issue. I came by those views from a variety of perspectives, including working on the effects of the Iranian proxy war that they were waging against our forces in Iraq, in which Iran supported, directed, trained operations that killed many U.S. soldiers, and I saw some of the impact of that very directly. So I have pretty hard views about the Iranian regime. I offer three suggestions that echo some of the things that others have already said as to what can be done. I actually think this is a doable problem. I think this problem can be solved, and I think the next 6 months is the period in which it must be addressed. First, I very much agree that it's a precondition for any effective solution for the United States to delist the MEK. And there's no need for me to recapitulate all the arguments on that. Del Daly is probably the most qualified person in this entire room to offer an opinion on that question, since he saw these issues on his desk operationally and had access to all the relevant information. So I simply am happy to skate along in his jet stream. But it's really important that you delist the MEK. The second major point then is clear acceptance, unequivocal acceptance, publicly understood acceptance by the people in Ashraf of the European Parliament-style proposal for voluntary resettlement outside of Iraq without any preconditions except those related to the safety of the people involved. Third point, as the United Nations must therefore say that it will do what it can to prepare the way for such a resettlement and accept the responsibility. The United Nations would then request protection from the United States forces. So the way the issue would be framed is the UN will do its best, and the UN has lodged a request to the United States government to provide protective forces for its mission in Ashraf that is taking the names. That will put U.S. troops back in Ashraf on the scene. That's the indispensable thing. Now you'll notice that I think an interim step of moving them someplace else in Iraq preparatory to this will actually be a huge and very costly diversion of energy that actually will make the problem harder to solve. I want to end by thanking the role of the European Parliament and of Mr. Stevenson and all the friends of Iraq who've been joining with him and who are here around this table in their efforts. Your work actually may be indispensable. You're providing some of the diplomacy that may intermediate the discussions between the people in Ashraf and the United Nations that might actually help frame this issue and set it up so the issue can be resolved peacefully. Even if the EU can't provide the troops, the EU can provide a lot of the diplomatic energy and effort that could be the key to a solution.